Well, hi YouTube, Brian James on my path to Paphos here, and welcome as we take a trip from the Harbour area all the way up to Coral Bay. So join me in that journey. We're just in the Harbour area at the moment with the castle behind us, and making our way up. It's quite busy this evening. There's a lot of things going on. It's about 20 to 11 at night as well, so it's nice. 28 degrees, really comfortable outside, and people having a good evening. So we're just coming up, leaving the Harbour area now. If you haven't watched this channel before, I'm a dual national Irishman cum Brit who moved to the beautiful island of Cyprus in the Mediterranean Sea on April 2025 into the city of Paphos. And I'm very wary at the moment. There was a big road accident, which was 2 cars behind me the other day. And luckily I was totally unhurt in it, but the car, I was at the front of a queue at traffic lights. I heard a huge scream of brakes, squealing of tyres, engine revving, and a huge explosion of a bang behind me. And I glanced in my mirror, and the car which was behind me had been hit by a black car behind him. And all I could see was the black car up in the air above the height of the car that was behind me, and literally an explosion of plastic parts going everywhere from it. And my natural reaction was just to floor my throttle. So luckily I did, because the car which was behind me ended up in the space where I had originally started. For some reason, some act of God, I decided I was going to take my car out of economy mode just as I was approaching those lights for some reason. Didn't know why. I just thought it's easy to pull away, because my car in economy mode can't pull the skin off a rice pudding. It just makes a noise and doesn't accelerate. And I think if I'd left it in economy mode, I wouldn't have got away from that car. It would have been hit. Anyway, that's by the by. I escaped that. I don't know what happened to the people behind, but it was a big accident. So up to Kings Avenue Mall here, I don't know if you can see that. I'm taking a bit of a gamble as to what you can and can't see on here anyway. So I'm turning left onto the coast road, and Kings Avenue Mall all nicely lit up. So I'll tell you little bits and pieces as we're going past them. You've just gone past the Roman Hotel there. On the right hand side we've got Manara's Bar coming up. You will not be able to see that, but it's on the right hand side from me there. And Ben's is on the left. So we're going up here, and unlike the guy who decided that he was going to be playing racetracks before he hit the car behind me the other day, I'm not going to be breaking the speed limits. I'm going to be well within them. So we're going up now Kings Avenue. I'm going to open my window, make it a little bit noisier, but it is so warm in this car. Hopefully it doesn't cause too much noise for you there, but yeah, we're going up Kings Avenue. And we've got the King's Hotel on the right hand side. Left at this junction is the Queen Vic. So if you're wondering where the Queen Vic is, we're going past Raffles on the corner, and the Queen Vic is down to our left. And T for 2 on the right hand side, you've probably just been able to see as it was disappearing out of view there. I found that the trip up here is actually quite an enjoyable trip. It's I come up to do gigs up in Coral Bay every Monday. I'm at Kiko's Bar in Coral Bay. If you get the chance to come and see me there, really appreciate it. It's really good. Monday 9:15, every Monday 9:15. I'll not be there in November because I'm away back to jolly old UK again. But Martelli restaurant on the left hand side for those of you who frequented there. And we're just going past KFCs, and outside KFCs, beside KFCs, is Alfie T's, where I'm playing now every other Friday, every first and third Friday of the month. I'll be at Alfie T's. That's from 8:30 if you want to come down. I'd really appreciate seeing you there. And we're just coming up to the roundabout here. And this is where Carlina restaurant is. And this is round about the place. I thought to myself, just I'm going up a bit of a straight here. I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to switch the car out of economy mode. I was round about here, switched the car out of economy mode, And I was in the right-hand lane, so I'm going to go into the right-hand lane now, just for you to see. You can see the Venus Beach Hotel. Maybe you can't in the dark, I don't know. It's a wide-angle lens on that camera, but they've just come up we're going past the Avlida on the right-hand side, the Venus Beach up ahead. And these traffic lights are perfect, actually, because I was just here. I'd stopped just here, and this is where the shunt was. So the car behind me ended up where I am right now, and luckily I went further up the road before anything could hit me. There was a woman in a Tiguan with a daughter in the back who was in my left-hand side, and she again pulled forward. It's one of the few times I've really been really pleased that I didn't have I had an automatic, because putting it in gear would have been hell. Going past a Lidl on the right-hand side, which is actually my destination that night, so going past a Lidl. For those of you who've never been to Paphos, Paphos as a city is quite a reasonable size, but there's an awful lot of surrounding areas, villages, towns, whatever you want to call them, which sort of merge into Paphos now. The place has changed a lot since I first came here. So now there's very little space between them. So basically where you go into places, at one time there used to be big gaps between, now it's full of buildings which have been built. Never mind, that's progress. We're going past the British School on the left-hand side, and it's gone past a roundabout. This is where the road merges into one. So we're outside Paphos as a place now. We're up towards Clorica, past the Millennia restaurant on the right-hand side here, and keeping the speed down to 50 kilometers an hour because it's the speed limit here. Very often there's camera vans along here as well. So if you are coming up here, it's worth keeping your speed down. The guy who had the accident the other day obviously didn't think that. He was using it almost like a racetrack, because there's no way in the world he was doing 50 kilometers an hour in the town. So yeah, we're heading out of Paphos itself, and we're in the Clorica area. If you turned right, that would take you into Clorica itself, where the car's just pulled out of there. We're going past the King Evelyn Hotel as well, which is a 5-star hotel. It's a huge hotel, 5-star hotel on the left-hand side. And from what I've heard, actually, it's a relatively inexpensive hotel. For a 5-star hotel, it's supposed to be relatively inexpensive, but very much a landmark as you're going along this route. So as we can see, we have a little bit of open ground here. Clorica is to my right-hand side and spreading along. And as I say, we're doing 50 kilometers an hour. It feels rather boring, but it's well worth keeping the speed down to a reasonable speed, because, as I say, there are camera vans very often along this stretch of road. And also, there's an awful lot of speeding vehicles here, and putting people at risk. So we're probably about halfway up to Coral Bay now. If you were to be getting the bus to Coral Bay, you would get on just basically across the road from where we said Alfie Teas and Kentucky Fried Chicken are. That's the Tombs of the Kings bus station. I keep on saying Tomb of the Kings. It's not, it's Tombs of the Kings. It's plural on both. So the Tombs of the Kings bus station is the main bus station now. So if you'd been doing this journey on a bus from the harbour, you would have got a 611 up to Tombs of the Kings. The 611 bus from just outside the castle, that would get onto that. That will take you up all the way up to the Tombs of the Kings bus station, and from there you would get onto the 615, which takes you to Coral Bay. For those of you who wonder where we are now, we're just going past the London bus. There's a Cafe Me here, which you've just seen the sign for. That's got a London bus as the cafe and a couple of big marquees either side. One for a drive-through, one for an eat-in. So, as I say, we're following the Tombs of the Kings bus route up to Coral Bay, the 615. And ahead of us, we have the Leonardo Laura Hotel. That's a beach and splash resort. A beach and splash resort. So that's just up in the distance there on the left-hand side. I think you may be able to see the red lights just beyond the traffic lights. You may be able to see it. If not yet, you'll certainly see it in a few moments. So we're just passing the entrance to the Leonardo Laura on our left-hand side now. Going past Pepperoni Pizza Restaurant Italiano, Restaurante Italiano. On the right-hand side, just past that. As I say, I find there's quite a nice little drive coming up here. Costa's Restaurant on the right-hand side. And going past the other place I quite often play, which is Clusters on my left. So just after Leonardo Laura, we have Clusters, which is a bar, very much a sports bar. I was in there a week last Sunday, straight after the football. Going past the Asia Resort and Spa on the left, and there's quite a few residencies up here and hotels. My favourite hotel is coming up not far around the bend. So at the minute we're going past the Helios Bay Hotel Apartments. Papadom's Indian restaurant on the right hand side. I had a really nice meal there the other week with my friend Mark. We went there one Saturday night. Not the cheapest place, I will say, but good value for money. It was superb food. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and actually far too much for me to eat. It was I should have asked for a doggy bag to take some home, but it was really, really good. Really good quality food, and good. But I believe you really have to book in advance, because we'd booked. We got there, and within 10 minutes of us getting there, the place was absolutely packed. So if you are thinking about going for an Indian meal, I would recommend that one from a personal experience. Coming up on my left-hand side is my favourite hotel that I've stayed in. Very close-run thing, actually, because there's two adults-only hotels that I've stayed in Paphos. One was the King Jason, and I really enjoyed the King Jason. Not far away from the Kings Avenue Mall. Nowhere near a beach, of course, but superb hotel. Thoroughly enjoyed that. I stayed in there twice. But we stayed in the Atlantica Golden Beach Hotel, which is the one that's coming up on my left-hand side, in March this year. And there's one of the BMWs going past as if it is a racetrack. Still a 50 kilometre speed limit, which is approximate to a 30 mile an hour speed limit. So on the left-hand side, the Atlantica Golden Beach Hotel. Probably my favourite hotel in Paphos that I've stayed in. Haven't stayed in that many hotels, half a dozen at the most. But yeah, that one. My wife's favourite hotel is coming up a couple of seconds' time, which is the Atlantica Marais Hotel, which is a family hotel, much bigger, and it's literally just on the left-hand side up here, so they're very, very close to each other. When I left and went back to the UK in March, she stayed on an extra week. My daughter and granddaughter came out, and they stayed there. So my last task in Cyprus then was to drop my wife up at the other hotel. I was saying about the BMW flying past. As far as I know, it was a BMW, black BMW, which went into the back of the car I was telling you about for the accident the other day. And it's actually got me rather nervous. I've never been a nervous driver. I've always been incredibly confident as a driver. Not always the best driver, but I've been incredibly confident. But that car roaring past me there in a 50 kilometre speed limit really got me to twitch. Left-hand side, as I say, we have the Atlantica village, the Marais village in Paphos, with a big water park outside it for the kids, or for the adult kids if you want to. So we're now leaving the Clorica area. We're heading up towards Kasuniga, going down the hill, and this is going to take us along the coastline, which is one of the places I quite often come out and film. Yeah, 50 kilometers an hour is approximately 31 miles an hour. So when you get somebody absolutely hammering it past you, you know they're doing more than just 30. And you can see the 50-kilometre sign we've just passed there. A lot of the places up here go to 65 and then 80 kilometres an hour. Along the road, the beach road we're going to be going along in a couple of seconds. It is 80 kilometres an hour at parts, 65 in others. But it drops down to 30 because we have a lot of the road humps. And there's a road hump coming up here, so we've got 50 kilometres. Blue coral on the left-hand side. There's a new restaurant. You can see all the lights on the left-hand side. That's literally just been put up. There was a restaurant there for many, many years, which was well known. But this one's Sense by the beach. New restaurant. We just get the hump. New restaurant. It was literally erected in a matter of about 6 or 7 weeks, if that. Really impressive to see. And it's already got a very good reputation. Very, very good reputation. Now we've gone past Kasoniga. That was on our right-hand side. That's behind us, but up in the hills. And you can see we're now into an 80-kilometre speed limit, so I'm going to raise my speed so as not to hold the guy up behind. And this, I'm just going to shut the window. This is the stretch of beach where I quite often come along to do videos. I've done evening videos, I've done daytime videos here in the past. It's a lovely stretch of water, quite rocky unfortunately, so it's not the easiest place to swim. But really, really nice, really inviting place to come. And if you want to see sunsets in Paphos, there's a couple of places I would suggest. One is to go along to St. Nicholas Church, where I did a video just the other day. That's along by the Fython Hotel, right away along the end by the water park. And again, if you want to get there on bus, if you're going from the Tombs of the Kings bus station, it's a 611. It's the opposite bus to the one that gets there. So it's a 611 to the water park. So if you get that one, that will take you all the way along the hotel strip and various other places to see in between. And that will take you all the way along to the, if you get off just before the water park, just before the Fython Hotel, you'll see it in front of you. You'll find the beautiful little church on the right-hand side down by the beach of St. Nicholas. A lovely little place. And as I say, I was there the other day when there's a wedding going on. So we're now coming up towards Coral Bay itself. You can see the lights of Coral Bay. So it's about 16 kilometres, 17 kilometres from where I live. It's not a huge journey. And again, from the harbour, it's probably the same journey because that's a couple of kilometres sideways from where I am. So, as I say, we're coming into Coral Bay. On the right-hand side is the turn-off for Pier. So if anybody's wanting to go to Pier, that's the way you'll go up to it. Pier is about another 3 kilometres away from here, up on the hill to the right-hand side. But we're coming up to the roundabout. We're going to turn left at the roundabout here. Got the Ocean Basket restaurant on the left-hand side and Pizza Hut as well beside it. I've just opened my window again, so hopefully the wind's not too bad. So we're going to have a drive down into Coral Bay itself. And the time at the minute is just coming up to 11 p.m. here. So we'll slow right down. Yummy, yummy pizzas and kebabs on the left-hand side. Bank of Cyprus on the right. And I'm not going to tell you everywhere here. But Rio Grande, Tex-Mex Grill on the right. And as we come down, the infamous Santa Marina Fish and Chip Shop on the right. And Essence of India, restaurant on the left. Chalkies, and then immediately after that is Kiko's on the left-hand side, which you can find me in, as I say, every Monday night at 9:15. There's a young girl singing tonight. I might actually stop and have a look and see what she's like. Seriani restaurant, that's supposed to be extremely good. And the Andrea Steakhouse to the left. And you've got to be careful coming down here, there's people everywhere. Cleo's Cocktail Bar on the right. All this was resurfaced and redone about not even a year ago. So it's quite a refurbished place. Blazing Saddles Pub and Cocktail Bar, I've played there once in the past as well, and that's opposite the Dolce Vita on the right. So we've come through Coral Bay. I'm not going to go down the beach, we've come to the main place. There's a Chinese and Indian and Thai restaurant on the left. And we come all the way down to Kentucky Fried Chicken here at the bottom. And that's the end of our journey. I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the little trip out from the marina, from the harbour, all the way up to Coral Bay here. And as I say, I'm going to do a quick turnaround, and I shall see you in another video. Thanks very much for watching. And don't forget to check out any of these videos here for my previous video content. And if you want to, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to buy me a coffee if you'd like to buy me a coffee. There's been a link several times up in the top corner here. And I'll just pull around. And if you'd like to become a member of the channel, there's another QR code which is coming up now to become a member of the channel. Anyway, next time, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.